Oh, hello, and welcome to Story Time with Captain Party. We're getting pretty close to the end now. Chapter 42. How it showed up on the news last night was just me shouting, waving my arms in front of the camera, with Denny a little way behind me working to set the rock in a wall, and Beth just a little way behind him hammering a boulder into the dust, trying to carve a little statue. On TV I'm jaundiced and yellow, hunchback from the swell and weight of my guts coming apart on the inside. Bent over, I'm lifting my face to look into the camera, my neck looping from my head down into my collar. My neck is thin as an arm. My Adam's apple sticks out as big as an elbow. This is yesterday, right after work, so I'm still wearing my Colonial Dunsborough blousey linen shirt and breeches, with the buckle shoes and the cravat. This doesn't help. Dude, Denny says, sitting next to Beth in Beth's apartment. While we watch ourselves on TV, he says, you don't look so hot. I look like that dumpy Tarzan from my fourth step, the one bent over with the monkey and the roasted chestnuts, the tubby savior with his beatific smile, the hero with nothing left to hide. And on TV, all I was trying to do was explain to everybody that there was no controversy. I was trying to convince people that I'd started a mess by calling the city and saying I lived nearby, and some nutcase was building without a permit, and I didn't know what, and the worksite posed a hazard to children, and the guy doing the work didn't look so savory, and it was no doubt a satanic church. And then I'd called them on the TV station and said the name stuff, and said all that same stuff, and that's how this all started. The part about how I did all this just to make Jenny need me, well, I didn't explain that part, not on television. And for real, all my explanation got left on the cutting room floor, because on TV I'm just a sweaty, bloated maniac trying to put my hand over the camera lens and yelling at the reporter to go away and swatting my other hand at the microphone boom that swings through the shot. Dude, Jenny says. And Beth videotaped my little fossilized moment, and we watched it over and over. And then he says, dude, you look possessed by the devil or something. Really, I'm possessed by a whole different deity. This is me trying to make good. I'm trying to work some miracles so I can build up to the big stuff. Sitting here with a thermometer in my mouth, I check it, and it says 101 degrees. And the sweat keeps juicing out of me. And to Beth, I say, I'm sorry about your sofa. And Beth takes the thermometer for a look and puts her cool hand on my forehead. And I say, I'm sorry, I used to think you were a stupid airhead bimbo. And being Jesus means being honest. And Beth says, that's okay, she says. I never cared what she thought. Only Denny. And she shakes the thermometer and slips it back under my tongue. And Denny rewinds the tape, and then there I am again. And tonight my arms ache and my hands are soft and raw from working with the lime and the mortar. To Denny I say, so how does it feel to be famous? And behind me on television the walls of rock rise and swell around the base for a tower. And other walls rise around gaps for windows. And through a wide doorway you can see a wide flight of stairs rising inside. And other walls trail off to suggest the foundations for other wings and other towers and other cloisters, colonnades, raised pools, sunken courtyards. And the voice of the reporter is asking, this structure you're building, is it a house? And I say, we don't know. Is it a church of some kind? We don't know. And the reporter leans into the shot, and a man with brown hair combed into one fixed swell above his forehead, he tilts his hand-held microphone towards my mouth, asking, what are you building then? We won't know until the very last rock is set, but then when will that be? Well, we don't know. And after so long living alone, it feels good to say we. And watching me say this, Denny points at the TV and says, perfect. Then he says, the longer we can keep building, the longer we can keep creating, the more will be possible. The longer we can tolerate being incomplete. Delay gratification. Consider the idea of the tantric architecture. And on TV, I tell the reporter, this is about a process. This isn't about getting something done. And what's funny is I really think I'm helping Jenny. Every rock is a day that Jenny doesn't waste. Smooth river granite, blocky dark basalt. Every rock is a little tombstone, a little monument to each day where the work that most people do just evaporates or expires or becomes instantly outdated the moment it's done. And I don't mention this stuff to the reporter or ask him what happens to his work the moment after it goes out on the air, airs, is broadcast, evaporates, gets erased. In a world where we work on paper, where we exercise on machines, where time and effort and money passes from us with so little effort to show for it, Jenny gluing rocks together seems normal. And I don't tell the reporter all that. There I am, just waving and saying, we need more rocks, and if people will just bring us rocks, we'd appreciate it, and if people want to help, that would be great. And my hair is stiff and dark with sweat, my belly bloated over my pants. I'm saying, the only thing we know is how this will turn out. The only thing we don't know is how this will turn out. And what's more is we don't want to know. And Beth goes into the kitchenette to pop popcorn. I'm starving, but I don't dare eat. And on TV is the final shot of the walls, the basis for the long loggia of columns that will rise to a roof someday, pedestals for statues someday, basins for fountains. The walls rise to suggest buttresses, gables, spires, domes, arches rise to support vaults someday, turrets someday. And the bushes and trees are already growing in to hide and bury some of it, branches growing through the windows. The grass and weeds grow waist high in some rooms. All of this spreading away from the camera. Here's just a foundation we may none of us see completed in our lifetime. And I don't tell the reporter that. From outside the shot, you can hear the cameraman shout, hey, Victor, remember me from Chez Buffet? That time you almost choked? And the telephone rings and Beth goes to get it. Dude, Jenny says, and rewinds the tape. What you just told them? That's just going to drive some people crazy. And Beth says, Victor, it's your mom's hospital. They've been trying to find you. And I yell back, in a minute. And I told Jenny to run the tape again. I'm almost ready to deal with my mom. Well, that's that chapter. And we will see you next time.